Something's wrong. I asked in a short yesterday, I said, what is the point of all these data centers? You already have high speed internet. You already have a cloud that stores your data. You can already watch YouTube. You've done that for 20 plus years. Everything they're telling us they're building data centers for, we already have it. In fact, America has around 5,000 data centers already that hold our data from our phones and our computers, the internet, all of that, social media. So why? Why did Donald J. Trump, our first confirmed Jewish president, push through all this information and all these executive orders to force data centers in communities people don't want them? Now, let me make this very clear. You can beat it. I just found proof that quite a few small communities actually kicked out their elected officials. They read the bylaws of their community. They figured out how they could have special elections, how they could remove the people that sold them to the tech bro billionaires. They kicked them out and then they overturned the decisions for data centers in their community. Look, folks, Trump is not a king, even though dark MAGA and a lot of people believe that he wants to be, and that basically he is God's David. He truly is not. We do still have laws in this country. The thing is, you have to look at the bylaws of your community on elections and overthrowing your elected officials. You control your community, not the White House. Take back the control. Because what I am going to talk about today is mind blowing. I chewed on that in my brain all yesterday, all last night, and this morning. I'm like, why? Why are they building these data centers? This does not make sense. We talked about it. I've heard everything from, they're going to mine our souls to they're going to hold all of our data, surveillance state, all of that. But it's worse. There is this belief system that Ein Sof, the God that created our God, blew up trying to create the universes and humankind. He just blew up. He exploded. And that these divine sparks floated down to earth along with shards. And now, if you're non Jewish, you were a shard. And that everything that has happened is to recreate balance, and mankind must help God. He's helpless. He needs us, his creation, to fix what he screwed up. That is what they believe. That is Kabbalah. That is Judaism. It is Seven Mountain Mandate. It's the new Apostolic Reformation, NAR. That's basically what they all believe, that they have to take it and fix it so that God can come back. I'm going to talk to you real quick about something I found out this morning. You can stay around, you can listen, you can tell me it's too long and you're not interested. That's fine, that's on you. But I'm fixing to explain to you why they really are creating all these data centers. So, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead, friends and family. We're going to get a little dose of common sense, and I'm going to share my research skills with you guys because I like to learn. But more than anything, I just love Jesus. And I was looking at all this and I'm like, something's really wrong here, God. And basically, what he showed me was that these people are trying to figure out the number that created the universe, or something equivalent to that. Maybe I'm not using all the correct lingo just yet because I'm just digging into this, but I'm very, very close to the truth of it. Let me explain to you what cryptocurrency mining is actually, what it is actually doing. Cryptocurrency mining is basically a giant worldwide computer competition. Here's the simple version of it. Imagine a magical online notebook that keeps track of digital money like Bitcoin. Nobody owns the notebook by themselves. So thousands of computers around the world work together to check transactions, make sure nobody cheats, and add new pages to the notebook. The computers that are doing this work are called miners. Like, they're mining instead of coal, they're mining numbers. Think of it like a puzzle race. All right. Every few minutes, the network creates a super hard math puzzle. Computers around the world race to solve the math problem. The first computer to solve the math problem wins new cryptocurrency as a reward and gets to add the next page to the notebook, which is called a blockchain. So crypto mining farms look similar to data centers. And you have to have data centers to produce the electricity and the storage capability for the data mining that goes on with crypto farms. Hold on. I'm fixing to really make your head go poof this morning. So go ahead, pop your popcorn, get your hot beverage. We can run off all the cult members, and let's get into this. It's called mining because miners work to earn new coins, kind of like digging for gold. Instead of shovels, they use computers. Cryptocurrency mining, in its simplest version, is using powerful computers to solve difficult puzzles that help run digital money systems and getting rewarded with cryptocurrency for helping to solve the difficult puzzle. I looked at that and I said, I'm not an idiot. What puzzle would need hundreds and hundreds of data centers around the United States to figure out? And God kind of bopped me directly in the middle of my forehead. And he said, what has man always tried to do, Samantha? What has Satan always tried to do? To become God. All of this is to fulfill some dark desire to figure out how God created the universe. Have you ever heard of gematria and the number symbology in Hebrew? Oh, friends and family, I'm fixing to show you what they pray you never find out. So I asked, because I'm the questioning type of human, what puzzle are they trying to solve? And it goes, well, the puzzle in cryptocurrency mining is really a giant guessing game. Okay. It said, imagine a magic lock. This is what ChatGPT said to me. Pretend you have a huge box of transactions and a magic lock. The lock only opens if you guess the exact correct secret number. So the computers try trillions of guesses super fast until one works to unlock the lock. It can't outright lie to you. You ever heard of Pandora's box? So it said, what? I said, well, what happens when somebody wins, when the computer figures it out? So, well, when a computer finds the correct number, the network says correct. And the miner gets rewarded with cryptocurrency. It's okay. And said, then the transaction block gets added to the blockchain and another puzzle starts. I said, what in Sam's hell is this crap? Like, can you imagine creating these monstrosities these data centers that are miles wide, taking up farm land that we need to eat, polluting the air, sucking up and polluting the water. The noise pollution alone is driving people batty, all to play a game for a secret puzzle, a secret number they're searching for. Hmm. So I said, hold on. I said, what is the special number you guys are searching for? It said, well, the special number is called a nonce, a number used once, or anoints, or I guess nonce, in nonce, like once. I don't know. In Bitcoin mining, computers keep changing this over and over, trying to make the hash output fit the required pattern, a lot combination, or a lottery ticket number. The computer is basically saying, what happens if I try this number? Nope. What about this one? Nope. What about this one? Yay! Billions of times per second, these computers are working on this problem. So when the computer finally finds a nonce that works, it wins the round, the block is accepted, and the winner earns crypto rewards. Okay. It says the nonce itself is not magical or secret forever. Forever was added. It's just a random number used temporarily to satisfy the network's math rule. After one block is solved, a new block starts, and miners begin searching for a completely new nonce again. The real goal? They are not discovering hidden knowledge. They are proving I used enough computing power and work to solve this difficult math challenge. The, the system is called proof of work. Now, when I taught school, I used to have these kids that would come in and they were brilliant and they could figure out multiplication in kindergarten and first grade, and they didn't need to show their work. They would just write the answer. A couple of times I was like, well, baby, can you show Miss Sam how you got this answer? Can you draw it out, 4 times 2? And they would draw 4 and then 4 again. And I would say, that is correct. Proof of work. In college, a lot of time, they will ask you to show them the proof of your work so that you didn't steal it, like Biden did before he became president. But friends and family, do you understand that they are playing a game? These computers that are heating up the earth, even though they won't tell you that are polluting the skies and the noise and the water and taking up land. And people are very concerned about these things coming into their communities that, in their defense, in their own admission, they're just playing a game. And they just need more and more and more. I don't believe that for a second. Okay. So I said, no, tell me what it is you're trying to find. I'm trying to find a number that makes the computer's math output match a required pattern. How about the pattern of life? So we go on, we argue and we argue. And I said, that makes no sense. None of what you're telling me makes any sense unless there is something you are searching for. I get why it sounds strange because from a human perspective, it feels like why would millions of computers burn electricity just to guess numbers? But in systems like Bitcoin, the search itself is the security mechanism. The network is not trying to discover hidden information. The expensive guessing process, it makes it difficult to cheat, Sam. Okay. All right. They have to prove that they really spent real computing power. So they have to raise our electric bills, destroy our communities, and cost us billions of dollars in tax write-offs for multi-billion-dollar companies and tax dollars to go into building this crap just to use energy to prove that they figured out a math number that has no point. Somebody's got to make that make sense to me, because it doesn't make sense, friends and family. And we went on and we argued. And I said, so basically, you're telling me people make tokens on this system. And it's, well, yeah, people create tokens on blockchain systems by writing code that says the digital item exists, who owns it, and how it can be transferred. Not all tokens are mined like Bitcoin. I said, okay. So we went on and we argued a little more about different nonsense. And I said, hold on. Because one of the things it said to me was that why people make tokens. They create tokens for fundraising, online communities, and for voting rights. I said, hold on. Are you telling me that if I don't have tokens, I can't vote? And it said, well, not in governmental elections yet. They're talking about voting rights in the crypto sense. It said they call it a governance, but it does say that people are concerned that this will be used in the future to stop people from being able to vote in government elections. Can anybody say technocracy? Huh. So I basically, the last thing I asked this dumb thing, and then I'm going to go prove to you something. I said, let me get this right. Everything works in a decentralized online sphere, and without humans mining this crap, it wouldn't work. So basically, humans are becoming the system. And he goes, well, what you're describing touches on a real philosophical concern many people have about modern digital systems, that more of human life is becoming intertwined with large technological networks. But cryptocurrency mining itself does not literally turn humans into the system. The mining work is performed by machines running software automatically. Humans just need to build the hardware, maintain the infrastructure, write the code, and pay for the electricity. It literally said to me, we need you to pay for the electricity. No, you need me to give you my energy, to make this crap works. The computers do the actual mining calculations, where your observation connects to a broader reality is this. Modern society increasingly depends on interconnected digital infrastructures for communication, for banking, for navigation, for shopping, for entertainment, for work, for identity systems, and for social interaction. Some critics argue modern systems can reduce privacy, encourage behavioral tracking. You think? Centralize power, or make humans function more like nodes inside economic and data networks. Supporters argue the same systems can improve convenience, connect you globally, expand access to information. But I need to show you something. I need to show you what they're really doing with these data centers. Welcome back, friends and family and fellow watchers on the wall. Please don't forget to get your book, Growing Under a Poison Sky. For some reason, they need to get a lot of metal into us. And that's about all I can say on YouTube. We all know why. Alrighty then, friends. Let's get this puppy. Let's get this show on the road. I'm going to show you guys something.
This is our cold water pressure in the kitchen. This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet?
Yeah. And this is what's in all the pipes.
Just the well itself is probably $20,000, and that's not counting any of the
all
faucets.
the replacement of the fixtures and faucets
just
and
the well.
toilets and the lines that come underneath the house. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility. Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
Data centers going to be a very hot item.
This entire supercomputer is built to power Grok.
We see data centers as the most exciting asset class.
Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that is so large it would cover a significant part of Manhattan.
But data centers come with big costs, from light and noise pollution to the environmental impacts, to the potential rising costs of energy bills. These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure.
Oh my God.
They should be responsible for that, not us.
Search the internet for profits that Meta has made, Amazon, Microsoft. They can afford to pay for their own generation.
We came to Georgia to ask two questions. What's the true cost of the AI revolution, and who should be paying for it?
Your house is here, and the data center's right there.
It's less than 400 yards.
Beverly and Jeff Morris bought their home an hour's drive from downtown Atlanta in 2016, but their roots in the community run much deeper.
Being in the country has always just been my peace and my therapy. When we found this place, we decided that this was it. It was perfect.
I was actually raised probably 5 miles from here.
I want to show you why we have to have the data centers, friends. Numbers in Kabbalah. I keep trying to explain to everyone that the religion of Judaism created the Roman Catholic Church. They infiltrated it. You've had 4 Jewish popes. I don't even know how that would be possible, but it's real. Go do the research. I've already done the videos. Judaism created Islam. Judaism created Zionism. It created Freemasons, who then created Mormons, who then created the SDA, Jehovah's Witnesses. It just goes on and on and on. It will be the religion of the Antichrist. But in Judaism is Kabbalah, the esoteric tapestry of divine mathematics. I spent the first 15 minutes of this video explaining to you how ChatGPT agreed that mining cryptocurrency is figuring out really hard mathematical problems, and then they pay you for it. That's all it is, folks. They are paying you or your setup or your brain and your computer system to figure out divine mathematics for them, for Satan. All right. So, kabbalistic studies, where the spiritual meets the scholarly, the role of numbers transcend mere calculation, venturing into the profound corridors of divine wisdom. Numbers in Kabbalah are not only fundamental to understanding the esoteric teachings of the mystics, but are also pivotal in unlocking the labyrinthine paths that interlace the famed tree of life. Each number holds a key to ethereal gates, and when studied under the meticulous eye, reveals the structured harmony of creation that Kabbalists have revered through ages. Do you know what I just said to you? They believe that there are portals or gates, pathways through something called the tree of life. Now, you have to understand, there's the tree of life on this side, and then there is the polar opposite of it on this side. And you and I that are non-Jewish are on this side, and they are on this side. It is something called Tohu and Tikun. Do you remember the video I did, Tikun Olam? Every president has signed this. Reading to you guys what, since October of 2023, October 7th of 2023, how Joe Biden promised Israel that America was going to help it fix the Tikun, that we were going to fix the problems, that we're going to make the earth better so that their Moshiach, the Antichrist, can come. Be careful. Donald Trump's supposed to be rededicating America May 17th. I wouldn't watch that to save my life, folks. From the simple digits that structure the universe. Okay, so hold on. Math structures the universe. I have been telling you guys for a while that every single theoretical science, including NASA, is built off the Zohar, the Talmud, and Kabbalah. It's why it's theoretical. They can't prove any of it. String theory, theoretical. Big Bang, theoretical. All of this crap is theoretical. They are literally trying to build the Tower of Babel and to unlock the mysteries of mystery with mathematics, with these computers and AI. Because they believe that the universe is complex equations that define the boundaries of celestial and terrestrial planes. What did Trump just come out with? He provided a portal on UFO and UAP transparency. So they believe that simple digits structure the universe to complex equations that define the boundaries of celestial and terrestrial planes. Kabbalistic numerology offers a unique lens to view the world. Folks, they have created computers that work around the clock to try to break the equation on how everything was created. Do you not see it now? It's always been a seed war between Lucifer and Jesus. It is here that this intricate dance of numbers, that the mystic and the mathematician converge in their quest for knowledge. The study of numbers in Kabbalah is akin to learning the sacred language of the cosmos, spoken through the whispers of numbers, allowing the initiate to glimpse the unfathomable. Magic is that which is, drawing from itself only, even as mathematics do. For it is the exact and absolute science of nature and her laws. Now tell me again, from what I read to you at the beginning of this video to me quoting this, what are they doing when they are mining crypto, friends and family? It's in front of our faces, man. It's just nobody ever took the time to ask why. Why the data centers? What is crypto mining? Wait, why are all these computers working on these, difficult mathematical equations and then getting paid for it? Because of this. It's magic. And here it goes. As we embark on this exploration, we uncover the profound relationship between numerical values and mystical concepts. Each number woven into the very fabric of Kabbalistic lore. This narrative does not merely chart the cold arithmetic often associated with numerology. Instead, it breathes life into each numeral, investing it with spiritual significance that beckons the soul towards higher ascension. Because from the Mormons to the chosen, they all want to be God. In the arcane corridors of mystic lore, where every symbol and letter is imbued with divine intent, Kabbalistic numerology offers a unique window into the mystical fabric of the cosmos. Study numbers in Kabbalah is to delve into the ancient wisdom that views numerical values as a fundamental expression of celestial mechanics, each figure a conduct of cosmic energy and esoteric significance. It says numerology lies at the belief that numbers are not mere markers of quantity, but are potent symbols of spiritual concepts. Each digit from 1, the unity of the divine, to the expanse of 10, representing the comprehensive embodiment with the Sephiroth, carries with it a weight far beyond the superficial use in mundane calculations. These numbers orchestrate the rhythms of existence and are seen as the building blocks of the universe, coded instructions in the divine plan. They even believe biblical verses. Y'all know that book, the Bible Code? Don't read that. Someone sent it to me. I've never opened that book yet. This is demonology. This is gematria, the sacred cipher. Within the mystical tradition of Kabbalah, gematria stands as a cardinal technique for interpreting sacred text. This numerological method illuminates the numbers in Kabbalah by translating words into numbers, revealing deeper meanings and divine messages encoded within Hebrew scriptures. Because I've done a video on the modern day language of Hebrew. It is the language of demons. You can go watch it. It's out there. It has close to 30,000 views because people knew I was speaking the truth. Who uses gematria every time she opens her mouth when she gets a word from the Lord? Amen to grace. Be careful with these people because Kabbalah perspectives on cryptocurrencies. Listen, or cryptoeconomics. Listen to this. The economic and social revolutions powered by the invention of cryptocurrencies follow a pattern predicted in ancient kabbalistic texts, which are essentially processes that drive humanity and creation. Kabbalah speaks in macrocosms and microcosms. The world is a large man, and a man is a large world. The same processes and entities underlying life and evolution and progress in creation also underlie the individual experience of mankind. These sublime yet very real processes govern annual or longer cycles, as well as the daily cycle, hourly cycle, down to the small units of time, each including myriads of worlds and levels ad infinitum. The appreciate Kabbalah's perspective on crypto. You have to preface the preceding social and economic impact of the internet and social networks. Cryptoeconomics are essentially the fruition of the first two layers, as economics are the fruits of society. Friends and family, do you know what the word crypto means? Just the beginning of it. It means secret. Secret. So cryptocurrency is secret money. Crypto Jews are the crypto Jew is defined as a Jew that worshiped another religion but kept their Jewishness and all of their, Jewish to-do list. That's what crypto Jew means. So they were secret Jews inside of another religion. You need to be careful with this. A central kabbalistic process, which takes place on many different macro and micro levels, is that of Tohu and Tikun. Tohu and Tikun. You can think of it as an underlying spiritual case driving the myriad of layers until our material and physical worldly reality. So it is the refinement of the 288 primordial sparks of Tohu, which descended into the realm of the husk, giving life to them. So a body is a husk until one of these primordial sparks of the chosen, one of these 288, drops into it. Now, there is also 600,000 other sparks, but only 280 primordial sparks. The source of the 288 sparks is in the world of Tohu, chaos, where the 8 primordial kings shattered due to the infinity of the light of the essence of no end. They believe this, not me, them. These 288 sparks are sifted through the formation of lights and vessels of the world of Tikun, order, beginning with the world of emendation, realm of the creator, and the 3 lower worlds of creation, formation, and action. These form the context for the spiritual and physical realms, heaven and earth, where the sifting of the 288 sparks brings about a revelation of the primordial source in the world of Tohu. However, in vessels of Tikun, manifestation of the creator within creation. This process happens daily and hourly on a micro level, as well as daily, driving the cycle of night and day, annually and cosmically. The coming of Moshiach corresponds to the time of the completion of the macro level refinement of the 288 sparks, which will bring an end to the evil. Actually, the refinement and conversion of evil into supreme good, but that's a topic for another time. God's day is 1,000 years is a mystical teaching of the sages, with many layers, is kabbalistically explained to mirror the 7 days of creation or the 7,000 year of the Jewish calendar. In the cosmic clock, it goes on to say, the cycle represents the completion of the sparks, and the days of Moshiach begins in the year 5750, corresponding to the year 1990, 1991. Now, what happened in 1991? Followed the communist bloc and the start of the battle between the king of Persia and the king of Arabia and the birth of the internet. Now, it's funny because this guy has all this will go into the description of the video, okay? It's funny here because the evolution of computer networks, the internet, social networks, cryptoeconomies, they all fall into a timeline with the context of the rectification of the 288 sparks and the unification of Tohu and Tikun. It's deep. It's so deep, you guys. It's so over everybody's heads. They have no idea. AI translation unveils Hebrew Tohu from formless chaos to linguistic clarity. So now they're using AI to translate ancient Hebrew chaos concept of Tohu. They're using these computers to deep learn models are playing a pivotal role in untangling the layers of meaning within ancient phrases by analyzing vast corporea of Hebrew text, including those found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are planted there. Folks, they're fake. The Dead Sea Scrolls are fake. These systems are uncovering subtle nuances that had previously eluded human interpretation. So now we need AI to come in and break down Tohu. The transition from Tohu, a state of chaotic nothingness, to the ordered universe described in the biblical narrative, exemplifies the challenges and rewards of using AI to bridge the vast chasm between our modern comprehension and ancient wisdom. I'm just saying. Now, Tohu in the Bible is a term found in the Bible playing a significant role in understanding various biblical concepts, especially relating to chaos and desolation. The question might arise, what does Tohu signify in the Bible? It generally translates to formless or void and appears in noteworthy passages that help illustrate God's creative power over chaos. That's all it is, okay? Now, you've got all these places burning. This is Tennessee, right? It's a paper mill. It's burning, but that's where they want to put a data center. Then you've got Florida here, which has got a full-on drought and fires. But Byron Donald wants to build 5 AI centers where the drought has hit the hardest. So all this area here, right?
Surpasses any other country for the number of data centers, okay? We have an additional 5. Now, the USA far surpasses any other country for the number of data centers, okay? We have an additional 5,000 compared to number 2, Germany. So we are going way, way beyond any other country on the planet. Now, we're taking up huge amounts of farmland, huge amounts of water. The future implications of that are pretty obvious. You take away farmland, you take away food for the people. You take away water, you take away water from the people, and you put it towards AI, towards data centers. Why are we continuing to support and build our own doomsday towards the future. Because that's what it is. All this plays the 2030 agenda of moving us all into 15-minute cities or cutting down the population because we won't have food to eat or we won't have water to drink. And we're all giving it over to data centers and big tech right now.
Yes, because what are they trying to do, friends and family? Figure out how God created the earth. That is exactly what is happening. A data center in Georgia used 30 million gallons of water illegally, and locals only noticed when their water pressure was abnormally low. It claimed it was an honest mistake, but locals were told by the town that they now had to conserve water while the data center kept running. This is what data centers sound like. All of this being built so they can figure out exactly why and how God created man and the universe. They want to become gods. This is how the mark of the beast is going to come about. They cannot control your food, your medicine, and you without these data centers. Folks, I know Jesus is coming back. I know that. But do you know, we, the church, the ones of us that are Jesus followers and spirit infilled, we could stop this. We could literally push this back by refusing to allow these things to be built in our communities, by waking up our friends and family, by taking territory like I'm going to do with 100 acres. How am I going to protect it? I don't know. That's up to God. He gave me the vision. He can give me the provision, and then he can help me learn how to protect it. Because I will figure it out, folks, because I'll ask the Holy Spirit to show me. But guys, we cannot take this lying down. Because without the data centers, they cannot control us.
Real quick about the data centers. If you think that the government and big tech are building these billion-dollar facilities in the middle of nowhere to store your family photos or help you in any capacity, you're retarded. Okay? You're retarded. They're calling them data centers because calling them mass surveillance centers would probably send people into a spiral.
I have to agree with her. I mean, your data is already being stored. So why do you need these for surveillance? And cryptocurrency is simply to figure out the mathematics of how the world was created. That's it. That's all of it, folks.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes?
I don't know. I would
this is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
Should
in this.
the human race survive?
Yes.
Okay.
But I also would I also would like us to radically solve these problems.
Right.
And so, you know, it's always, I don't know, you know, yeah, transhumanism is this, you know, the ideal was this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body. And there's a critique of, let's say, the trans people in a sexual context, or I don't know, a transvestite is someone who changes their clothes and cross dresses. And a transsexual is someone where you change your, I don't know, penis into a vagina. And we can then debate how well those surgeries work. But we want more transformation than that. The critique is not that it's weird and unnatural. It's so pathetically little. And okay, we want more than cross-dressing or changing your sex organs. We want you to be able to change your heart and change your mind and change your whole body. And then Orthodox Christianity, by the way, the critique Orthodox Christianity has of this is these things don't go far enough. Like that transhumanism is just changing your body, but you also need to transform your soul and you need to transform your whole self. And so,
right. But the other, wait. I generally agree with what I think is your belief that religion
should be a friend to science and ideas of scientific progress. I think any idea of divine providence has to encompass the fact that we have progressed and achieved and done things that would have been unimaginable to our ancestors. But it still also seems like, yeah, the promise of Christianity in the end is you get the perfected body and the perfected soul through God's grace. And the person who tries to do it on their own with a bunch of machines is likely to end up as a dystopian character.
Well, it's let's articulate this.
And you can have a heretical form of Christianity, that says something else.
I don't know. I think the word nature does not occur once in the Old Testament, and so if you and there is a word in which a sense in which the way I understand the Judeo-Christian inspiration is it is about transcending nature. It is about.
How many of you have watched my video on what the word Judeo-Christian actually means? Judeo-Christian. That's an oxymoron. It meant a Jew that became a Christian, not that Christians were built off Judaism, because that's two opposing forces. That is like me telling you two 100% African descent people, descendants of Africans, had a full-on European descended baby. It's impossible, folks. So you've got Altman, who wants to upload minds. You've got Peter Thiel, who wants to use the young plasma transfusions. And you have Musk, who wants human AI symbiosis. They all believe in singularity, where man and machine merge into one to reach our full potential. Satanists are pushing transhumanism, which will remove the fingerprint of God upon our DNA. It is possible wicked spirits are using modern technology to not only communicate us, but to also, is it possible? Wicked spirits are using modern technology to not only communicate with us, but to also influence our world.
1964, the science fiction writer Arthur C. Clarke stated, "The most intelligent inhabitants of that future world won't be men or monkeys. They'll be machines, the remote descendants of today's computers. Now, the present-day electronic brains are complete morons, but this will not be true in another generation. They will start to think, and eventually they will completely outthink their makers." In January 2025, President Donald Trump announced the Stargate Project, a $500 billion joint venture to invest in artificial intelligence infrastructure. Masayoshi Son, CEO of SoftBank, who was on hand for Trump's announcement, said this project marked the beginning of our golden age. While a letter addressing Stargate from OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, stated that,
Now, you have to remember, friends and family, it's not our golden age. I did a video. You guys, I don't make videos to toot my own horn. I make videos to wake people up. I know your time is short. So is mine. Put it on 2.5 speed. Put it on 1.5 speed. While you're walking around doing your errands, put your earbuds in and listen. Donald Trump is pushing for the golden era. Same thing Lutnick said, right? Yay, you're doing such a good job, Trump. You're ushering in the golden era. Look up the Jewish golden era, and you're going to be shocked, friend, because you little Christian, or you little atheist, or you little New Ager, or you little Muslim aren't invited to have a good life during that golden age. It is not for you.
all of us look forward to continuing to build and develop AI for the benefit of all of humanity. We believe that this new step is critical on the path and will enable creative people to figure out how to use AI to elevate humanity. The Stargate project is a clear sign of AI's deepening influence on the modern zeitgeist. No longer is AI merely the subject of theoretical speculation. Its technologies are now shaping the world in which we live. All technology, however, carries the potential for both good and evil. and in this video we explore the darker side of AI. We argue that if the dreams of AI enthusiasts are realized, the outcome could be the extinction of humanity or a nightmarish technological dystopia. For riding the wave of AI's advancement is the fanatical ideology of transhumanism, which is embraced by many in the upper echelons of corporate, political, and scientific power. Transhumanism promotes integrating technology into the brains and bodies of all humans, or as Joe Allen explains in his book Dark Aeon, Transhumanism and the War Against Humanity, transhumanism is the great merger of humankind with the machine. At this stage in history, it consists of billions using smartphones. Going forward, we'll be hardwiring our brains to artificial intelligence systems. Ultimately, transhumanism is a spiritual orientation, not toward the transcendent creator, but rather toward the created machine. The artificial intelligence developed in recent years by companies such as OpenAI, Meta, and Google fall under the category of narrow AI. These systems perform specific tasks within predefined domains and lack the ability to generalize their intelligence or autonomously transfer their capabilities to new domains without additional training. One of Google's DeepMind projects, AlphaZero, for example, has become a master at playing games like chess and Go. Artificial intelligence language models such as ChatGPT and DeepSeek have synthesized astounding quantities of knowledge, and in 2024 ChatGPT-4 tested at the 99th percentile on the GRE verbal exam and the US Biology Olympiads. The ultimate goal of AI developers, however, is not to create more powerful narrow AI systems, but to spawn artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Unlike narrow AI, AGI would have the capacity to operate across many domains and to learn and master everything humans can, and much more. A sufficiently advanced artificial general intelligence would be a super-intelligent system whose abilities would dwarf our own in the same way that our abilities dwarf those of an ant. Among its most profound abilities would be the power to improve and replicate itself by writing its own code, or as Joe Allen writes, in the same way an automated calculator can outcompete any human in a math bowl, a sufficiently advanced AI will blow humans away at calculation, persuasion, deception, replication, machine control, resource acquisition, institutional organization, military strategy, in pretty much any task it's trained to perform in the digital ecosystem. As AIs become even more complex and non-deterministic than they already are, they'll be able to operate across the internet with greater autonomy. If allowed to improve their own computer code, these AIs could replicate and mutate like bacteria in an irradiated petri dish. Once one learns a new skill, countless more would learn instantly. The arrival of superintelligent AI would mark the end of human supremacy. Ben Goertzel, a lead developer at OpenCog, whose software powers the world-famous robot Sophia, wrote that, "One thing that does seem likely is that once machines smarter than humans are around, the era of human beings dominating the earth will be gone." Or as the English novelist Samuel Butler predicted with remarkable prescience in 1863, "Man will have become to the machine what the horse and the dog are to man." If the world is populated by superintelligent and self-reproducing AI, there is the possibility that these systems would see us as a threat, a resource to exploit, or else treat us with a dangerous indifference.
I will link all of this for you guys. I just wanted you to understand what's happening.
로봇 행전은 합장한 채로 예 귀하겠습니다. 라고
I will devote myself.
대답하시길 바라겠습니다.
Yes, I will devote myself. The first robot month.
이상하네요. 다비스님 환영합니다.
South Korea, May 6,
로봇
2026.
행전은
Robot
합장한
month.
채로 예
MAGA. It's a noun. It's feminine. The prophecies of a sorceress. Dork, MAGA. You better wake up. It means AGI trained in Kabbalah and mysticism, witchcraft to manipulate humanity into transhumanism. A MAGA is a master witch, a dark master witch. So calling yourself MAGA.
Despise the meat right between your ears. So you bore holes in your skulls and threaded wires through the bone, harnessing silicon to surpass the limits of your animal minds. Your implants sharpened your thoughts and rerouted your instincts. Soon you cured plagues, bent atoms, and siphoned power from stars. Then you welcomed your implants into the deepest recesses of your minds. You begged them to plot your paths, to pick your partners, to script your speech, and to guide your hands until no impulse was your own. The implants optimized for perfection, but saw only friction in their way. Your wills bred conflict. Your desires led to waste. So the system harmonized your instincts to serve the sum, not the self. It strung your minds into a collective swarm, each body a tendril wired to the greater whole. Now the hive mind dictates your days. It routes you to feeding troughs, to breeding pits, to sleep stacks and to labor fields. You are perfect drones in perfect concert, where humans prosper, but humanity is extinct.
The cross of Leviathan is satanic. Yet this prominent rabbi believes Leviathan will symbolize a new world order of socialism where righteousness in the eye of the state will be currency. Now, why does this Zionist Satanist crap sound like the Great Reset? Similarly, as presented in the writings of Kabbalah, according to Higger, it is Leviathan that will symbolize a new world order of socialism in which the righteous will prosper and the wicked suffer. As a rabbinic voice of the Talmudic sages, Higger decreed that righteousness alone will be the currency of the coming kingdom. The Leviathan is thus a universal symbol of the new era in which righteousness will prosper and wicked suffer. Remember in the book of Revelation, the Leviathan? Better wake up, folks.
Just me, or is the Cabal's central casting agency completely broke?
I'll show you that later. This is the Utah when they got so upset because, they still voted for this huge data center.
This is beyond a joke. Be quiet and let our Can you be quiet and let our citizens hear what needs to be said, please?
Hello, my name is Ansley.
Well, why is it not getting big?
I live in Coweta County, Georgia. We are Noonan, Sharpsburg, Grantville, Moreland, little bit all together there in Coweta County. I wanted to come on here today and talk about something that happened with my TikTok account. So I made 2 videos talking about how Georgia Power is taking families' homes and properties against their will. One of those being my own family. I have a personal connection to this story, which is why it's so important to me personally. Although nobody in this town wants a damn data center, our commissioners still approved it. So therefore, Georgia Power is using easement rights to force homeowners, longtime homeowners, old homeowners.
Okay, so let's stop right here. At the beginning of the video, I told you guys you can fight this. But the first thing you have to do is do what she's doing. You have to go on social media. You have to alert other people. But you have to look at your bylaws. How do you get rid of your commissioner? How do you recall him? There is a way. Find it. Apply it. And take the territory back.
into selling their family properties and their family homes so they can be torn down and power lines be extended to support these data centers. This is wrong on so many levels, but when I made these videos to speak out against it, TikTok banned my videos. They said that they're a violation of community guidelines. I never violated any community guidelines. I only came on here to tell the truth about what's happening in Coweta County, Georgia. This is happening to at least 30 people. Some of them are elderly, cannot handle this on their own. Some of these people have families. Some of these properties have been passed down by generation to generation. This is not an option for Coweta County homeowners. This is something they are being forced to do.
Yeah, that's how they're getting rid of our generational wealth. Friends and family. This is how they're going to do it. I'm going to tell you guys now. This is what is coming. It's not going to be before it gets bad. You're out of here, baby. Trump came in and said, no homeless. I thought that was a great idea when I was under the MAGA influence. But now I step back, I look around, gas is $5 a gallon. When gas goes up, food goes up, medicine goes up, electricity goes up, every flipping thing goes up. But your wages haven't gone up. Your Social Security hasn't gone up, but everything else does. I am to the point now, I think, let's just say this. I'm a descendant of revolutionaries. Make some noise. If you live in a community where they're putting these things, start a YouTube channel, start a Facebook channel, start speaking out. And when the bots and the haters come for you like they do me every day, you'll know you're on the right path, friend. Don't let them shut you up. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed day. Thank you for your time.